Standing at the back of your mat to begin, and then shaking out the tree, bouncing from the balls of your feet and releasing the tension, energizing the body. Hands behind the head, lift and stretch the top chest up towards the ceiling. Hip points in, releasing one arm. I'm bending my knees here. And then the other. Rolling down through your spine now. One vertebra at a time, hinging at the hips, and you can place your hands anywhere. Press through the balls of the feet and unfurling to stand. Tucking your chin, rolling back down, and allowing the tension to melt off your spine and back. Unfurling to stand again, one vertebra at a time. And then knee in towards the chest. It is like from this slight rounding and opening of the spine that you're lifting the leg from that action. Can you find that effortlessness of lifting the leg with your deep core muscles? So from that rounding. As you push kick, try and do the same. Try and make it effortless for the hip flexor to lift the knee, then extend the leg out. Exhale as you kick, and then inhale as you reset. Keep going. Warming up here. Bring your hip out as you kick. Rolling back down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Allow your head to be heavy. And just release here for a little. Send your sit bones back and up. And your knees are probably bent to begin. Walking your hands out now into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, your down dog. And stretch your chest up towards the top of the mat. Breathe. Rippling forward into a full or half plank. Feel free to lower those knees at any stage. And then rocking forward and back, engaging the belly. Down dog. Breathing. And rippling forward again into your full or half plank, rocking your hips one at a time down towards the floor. Salsa hips, lifting your navel up, tucking your tailbone under, like you're slightly rounding the low back. Knees to the floor now. Inhale, lengthen your back. Exhale, round your back. Then coming into an half up dog. Inhale. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, lengthen, and repeat. Exhale, we round through each of our vertebrae. Inhale, we stretch the front line of the body, half up dog. Knees are on the floor, that's optional, but a good warm up. Exhale, we round back, and inhale, we lengthen again. One more time. Really like you're feeding your vertebra here. You're warming up your spine. Keep breathing. Keep noticing. Now, fist plank optional from your knees or from your toes. And think of lifting the front of the spine into the back of the spine. Isometrically squeeze your inner thighs together, so without moving your thighs, think of squeezing a large imaginary foam block. Then lower the knees to the floor. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we unfurl again. And full or half chaturanga, 3 times, optional, 1 to 3 times. We'll do this 3 times in total. Inhale, lengthen. exhale, unfurl. And then we have the option, I'm doing micro here, of 1 to 3 chaturangas. So you can bring those knees under the buttocks. It's still hard. You can do full variation if you prefer. Inhale. We come into our 1 to 3. And then send the sit bones back again. Just 1 this time. Unfurl on the exhalation. 1, halfway down or less, full or half up dog. Stretch the front line of the body. Maybe you lift the knees this time, looking over one shoulder, releasing the neck. And then the other. Find the stretch before belly squeezes back to down dog. Have a little play around with releasing the tension. Walking hands back to your feet. Bend your knees. Unfurl to stand. Really visualize those vertebrae stacking. Hands behind the head again. And you lift the top chest, releasing one arm. And then the other as the hip points draw in. Or option, hands on your buttocks, flattening your buttocks down, option 2. Or walking your hands down your thighs for your option 3. Make sure that's easy if you're doing it. We're still doing the same action. So coming out of this. So lifting the top chest. Now, big circle for the head and releasing the neck. You can think of it as drawing the circle with your chin and then reversing that direction of the circle. Should feel nice for your neck. Take hold of your big toe. I'm using my left foot. And then swap foot so you're hugging the knee in a little bit, dropping the sit bones down. Do that again. Take hold of your left foot and play around with extending the leg. You can do it 3 times or as many times as you want before perhaps lengthening through the spine, extending forward and out. Your knee can be bent, that's fine. And other side, taking hold of the big toe, have a play around with extending the leg in your own time. Extend it out and to the side. The torso length is more important than straight leg. Shake the tree again. And now slap kicks. Can you think of making it as effortless as possible to lift that leg? Warming up here, energizing the body a little bit more, a little by little through the practice. Your foot is basically kicking your hand. You can slap back down with the hand too if you want. Or focus on limbering up around your hips. Tucking our chin again. Peeling our spine off an imaginary wall, rolling down. And release at the bottom. Exhale the tension. Before walking your hands back out. Down dog. Think of lengthening your spine before lowering your knees to the floor. Extend your right leg back. Center tiger curl from your knees, optional, or from down dog. Inhale, extend the leg back. Cross body tiger curl. My toes are on the floor. Inhale, extend the leg back. Exhale, outer body tiger curl. This really fires up our abdominal muscles, doing it from the knees first. Inhale, extend left leg back. Exhale, center body tiger curl. Toes are on the floor. Extend the leg back. Inhale, exhale, cross body tiger curl from the knees. Inhale, extend the leg back. Outer body tiger curl. Of course, you can do it from down dog. Step the left foot forward now. Hands on the inside of the legs and have a little wiggle and release for your hip, for the back hip flexor, wherever there's tension. And then hand behind your head, bring your torso down towards the floor. My left hand, my left elbow towards the floor. And then open up. That should feel really nice. You can optionally take hold of the back foot and find the release in the back thigh. Now, optional also, you can lift the back kneecap off the floor and twist, or lower the knee back down towards the floor if that's where you're at. Facing the challenge, of course, but being able to breathe. Knee to knee transition, fist plank. Sorry, just on your knees, not a transition. And then lift the knees off the floor as an option. And rocking forward and back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, unfurl. Our hands are as wide as the mat now for our 3 push-ups, 1 to 3. And we do 3 rounds of this 3. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we unfurl. Feed your spine, make it feel good. And you're 1 to 3. We're going to do that again. And focus on keeping your upper back in line with your shoulder blades, your abdominal muscles engaged, your inner thighs isometrically squeezing together. Resisting the floor as you push up. Hands back under the shoulders now for your chaturanga from your knees or toes. Oh, I'm doing another round. So we get 4. We get 4 rounds in this one. Inhale, full or half up dog. You can lift your knees. Reach through your toes. Lift one leg. And then the other, if that feels good for you. Tuck your toes, belly squeezes, reversal into your down dog. Now revolve down dog, hand in the center of the mat. That's step 1. Or take hold of your foot or ankle, step 2. Right hand, left foot. So we're twisting. And repeat that on the other side. The step 1 option is hand is in the center of the mat for the twist. Walk hands back to feet. Bend your knees. And then unfurling to stand. Good work, guys. You might feel the energy beginning to build now. Inhale, top chest lift. Step 1. Step 2, hands are on the buttocks. Step 3, hands are on the back of the thighs. If your hands are on your buttocks, you flatten it down towards your heels. Come all the way out of whatever variation you're in. Take a little moment. And now side kick practice. Lifting my right hip and knee. And then the left hip and knee. So just watching what I'm doing, a step to the side, step to the right, then lift that right hip and knee. How high can you lift your hip and knee? It's like your hip is lifting up towards the ceiling, keeping the opposite leg as straight as possible, the supporting leg. Keep your foot flexed. So this is preparation for a side kick, of getting that height in a side kick. Ensure you can do the full variation. That's absolutely fine. If you don't do martial arts, this is a really nice preparation for doing things that might feel a little bit more challenging. Now, back to the back of our mat, taking hold of our right foot here and doing that play around with extending while keeping the torso long. So as I'm demoing, your knee can be bent. Lengthen up through the spine, drop your tailbone and sit bones down. Then other side. So with our hamstrings, we are really kind of limbering them up. That's for most people how it works best in terms of flexibility, cajoling. Often they tighten if we try and force them to stretch. Now, foot back to the floor. Rolling down through the spine. You're doing really well, guys. Keep going with your practice. And send your sit bones back and up. Now you can play around with straightening the legs here. with respect for your spine. So you can keep your belly on your thighs. Walk your hands out into your down dog. Long spine. And then rippling forward into your plank. Shoulder taps from the knees or from your toes. Pick the option where you can control it, as in the front of the spine is moving into the back of the spine. Then elbows to the floor, forearm plank from your knees or from your toes. Sure, you can be out of breath. It can be really challenging, but it's not challenging for the spine or our shoulder joints, for example. Lower your knees. Down dog. Left leg extends back and up. You can do this from the knees or down dog. Center tiger curl. We did it from the knees earlier. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, cross body tiger curl. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, outer body tiger curl. Bring the foot back to the floor. And other side. Right thigh to the sky. Exhale, center body tiger curl. Inhale, thigh to the sky. Exhale, rounding up. Outer body tiger curl. Inhale, sorry, that was cross body. Cross body tiger curl. Exhale, outer body tiger curl. Sometimes with the black leggings, it's hard to see which leg it is. Step that foot up and have your little wiggle, your little rock and roll from side to side. Releasing over your hip flexor. And then hand behind the head and bring that elbow down towards the floor. This feels so nice for my back. Like, that twisting just feels like such a release. Hand to the floor, option to take hold of the back foot. We're stretching the front of the hip flexor. You can press forward, so down and forward with the hips to activate a little more. Option, either low lunge or lift and engage the back kneecap. Think of pressing that back thigh to the sky. You can keep the knee on the floor to twist or keep it lifted. Draw your shoulder blades together as you reach through your fingers. Hand to the floor, knee to the floor. Fist plank option again. So I'm demoing micro with knees under buttocks or half, slanted diagonal, or full, from the toes. You can make it harder by bringing the heels directly over the toes. We're rocking forward and back here. And then make a triangle with your hands and our rounds of push-ups. Maybe we'll do 3 rounds, which we usually do, or who knows, I might add a bonus one here. So 1 to 3 push-ups. Then inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, unfurl. Keep your belly lifted. That's why we do that unfurling action. Our upper back lifted. We're trying to train ourselves to stay in that shape. Then back with hands underneath shoulders, full or half plank, full or half chaturanga, up dog, stretch through your toes. The drishti, the focus is actually third eye in our up dog. Lift one leg and then the other. Tuck your toes, belly lifts, down dog. Our down dog for, after a while really feels like a resting pose. Here I'm taking balasana, which is another resting pose. This really teaches passive hinging at the hips. Just allow your body to rest here before coming into our puppy pose. Feel that squeeze around the shoulders. You can keep your head lifted, elbows to the floor, or fully extend those arms. coming back out of this. Malasana, another morning essential particularly, or a daily essential, rocking from the balls of the feet to the heels. If you can't sit on the floor, you could sit on blocks if you needed to, or books. Just be patient. This one's great for hips, knees, and feet. Standing at the back of your mat to begin.